Hello, film fans. This is Cinephile Mike, your friendly neighborhood cinephile, coming to you today with day 6 of the 95 Days of Award Season posts. Now, before I jump in, a very quick shout out to Dan Lane Williams. Sir, thank you for your kind comments. While I am far from Siskel and Ebert in one, I do remember watching their reviews when I was younger, and they were always an inspiration to me and an inspiration to what I watched. So I can only hope to have a small amount of impact the way they did on all of you. Now, let's get into today's film. As you can see by the color of my shirt, today I am talking about Disney Pixar's adorable feel-good family film, Turning Red. Directed by Domee, Pixar adds another fun-to-watch coming-of-age film to their catalog. Now, at the start of the film, we meet Mei Lin, or Mei, or May, a young girl in the early aughts who has only a few things on her middle school-aged mind. Boys, pop music, and boys. But what happens when all of these exciting things cause a burst in May's mind? Well, we have the allegory of a traditional coming-of-age story, and yet in classic family-friendly Disney fashion, when these emotions get to be too much, she turns into a large red panda, the animal that her family has revered for generations. They will learn that all the women in her family experience this fate of turning into the red panda at that certain age, and they will now have to make the same decision the other women in her family have done. Imprison the red panda spirit in a keepsake and worn close to them, or maintain the power to change into a panda at any heightened emotional outburst, regardless of the outcome. This is only one of the decisions that May wrestles with as she works with her friends to figure out how is she going to get to see the Backstreet Boys, in sync, or Four Town. As was the case 20 years ago, boy bands were all the rage, and this film does a great job to bring back that nostalgic rush. May, along with her friends Miriam, Abby, and Priya, will do whatever they need to do in order to go and see their boys visit their hometown of Toronto, Canada. As they consider the means to this end, May will have to seriously consider keeping her panda power and the pros and cons that come with it, or follow the path of the women who have come before her. She, along with co-screenplay writer Julia Chow, craft a genuine story about a young girl's relationships not only with her mother, but with her friends, and examine the power of love and friendship and what those things can bring, even at the hardest of times. The honesty with which actress Rosalie Chang voices May grounds the character, even when she gets into these very large, heated arguments with a fun-loving mother knows best in Sandra Oh's portrayal of May's mother Ming. The question becomes, do parents know best? Or do we know the best path for us to take? Now, while the ending of the story and the climax comes a little bit abruptly of a rush at the end, the film still provides great moments of levity and anime-inspired visuals at different times. This film follows suit with several of the other Pixar films for me, which in turn earns this a 4 out of 5 stars. Now, yesterday it was announced that it was nominated for a Golden Globe for Best Animated Feature. So this is setting it up as a front-runner for getting a nomination for Best Animated Film at the Academy Awards. Also not hurting, with the exception of 3 films, Pixar has scored the nomination, if not the win, every time. As of this post, you can catch Turning Red on Disney+, video on demand, or you can pick up a copy at your local retailer. Come back tomorrow for the next of the 95 Days of Award Season posts, where we'll be traveling overseas for Rian Johnson's Glass Onion, a Knives Out mystery. For now, this is Cinephile Mike saying, take a break and watch something new.